Hello, everybody. This is Seema Kaneja, and I just want to say that it's just been a wonderful experience for me to be part of this community. And I really am enjoying reading all the posts on Facebook and just that power of joining. It's just been so very healing. So thank you so much. I know Judy and I are feeling so blessed and so very grateful to be joined with all of you in this mighty purpose of healing. What I wanted to do with this presentation was to go a little bit more deeply with some of the concepts, some of the ideas that we shared in our first Zoom meeting, the first Zoom webinar. And those ideas were around making that commitment, the first step. What is commitment? How we can find a new purpose to whatever challenge that we may be facing in any area of our life. And then also the power of joining, which we have all been really experiencing, both in the Zoom meeting and just also in the Facebook group, just seeing how everyone is really feeling safe to share, and also to know that we're not really here to fix anyone, or even this idea of teacher. Judy and I are looking at that concept, and we really feel that what our motivation is, that we just want to share. We just want to extend the love and light. We know that we are in reverence and really bowing to the inner teacher, to that love and light that is within each of us. So definitely the power of joining is really wonderful to experience. So let's look at these ideas. So sometimes when we come to this idea of commitment, it can be that we start to feel even a sense of fear, maybe. Can I do this? What if I fail? What about all the other times I failed? Maybe I just don't have it in me to commit to whatever it might be. Maybe it's a diet, maybe it's an exercise program, maybe it's just finishing a book, maybe it's even doing this program or any other programs. And what happens is that sometimes, let's say we get over that, and we get over that anxiety, the tension, the fear, the worry, the concern. Here we are, we're trying to be peaceful, and we hear this word commitment. We're trying to make a commitment to this idea of peace, and that itself can create angst for us. But let's say that we do make a commitment. Even then, after a while, it can start to feel like we're being forced to do something against our will. And then this commitment again can start to feel serious and heavy, like it's a burden to be carried. And then if we're not successful in our commitment, we feel guilty, which means that we find it even more difficult, if not impossible, to move forward with any positive change we initially may have felt inspired to commit to. So we end up coming back to where we started. But what if we looked, instead of this way of commitment, where we, do all this stuff, the marketing, let's say we have a business, financial planning, marketing planning, business planning, all of that, which are all important steps. But instead of jumping into the doing, what if we looked at the idea of commitment differently? So according to the online British Cambridge Dictionary, commitment is a willingness to give your time and energy to something that you believe in. And I love this definition because the idea of willingness, which we all know is so key to healing. The Course in Miracles talks about that again and again and again. All it needs is a little willingness, a little willingness. Often that little willingness, often that little willingness we know can feel very heavy and very big. But in any case, what if we started with this idea of willingness first? Just a willingness, that we don't really have to make anything happen. We're not here to force anything to happen. We're just simply willing to just show up with a desire to give our time and energy. And really, for me and Judy, that's how we came to this program. It was just with the willingness to share, the desire to share. So what we want to really do here is that we're talking about this idea of before we step into doing, of first seeing. Because oftentimes when I work with clients, they have spent so much energy trying to solve problems or figure this out on their own, or attend another workshop, read another book, whatever. So they're feeling this constant sense of worry, confusion. Why is this happening? What did I do wrong that caused this problem? How can I fix this? And that that can even happen with course students, where I know when I was going through my experience with chronic pain, it was almost like I was in judgment, like I must be doing this wrong. I shouldn't have this pain. I should have figured this out. And then what more should I be doing? What am I missing? So these things kind of keep racing through our minds. And sometimes I know that sometimes when I'm working with clients, they can have this tired and wired sensation that they can't rest. And even these problems are tending to just keep them awake at night. And let's say even if it's like a health issue, it's like they're chasing a solution instead of being at peace and allowing the solution to come. They're sort of chasing health or chasing the next thing they need to do. So there's a lot of doing, and at some level, at some gut level, we know there must be an easier way. So here we are, we're really joining together to experience and to practice this easier way. And we've made this commitment that we're just willing. We're just willing to show up. So again, where this is all going is we are joining together right now to make a commitment not to do something differently or do more to solve an issue that we are facing, some problem, whatever it may be, but instead we are joining to be willing to see our problems differently, to see whatever it is we're facing differently. And really, this is the key to the healing. So I love this statement that we are human beings, not human doings. So we're inviting ourselves to be in a state of being, just to be. And we shared this poem, The Guesthouse. I hope all of you have gotten a chance to look at it. If you haven't, definitely do. It's a beautiful poem that's really the cornerstone of this first step, which is that we are joining together to be willing to see things differently, to see our problems, quote unquote, issues, whatever concerns differently, and also to join together to give everything a new purpose so that we can truly be grateful for whoever comes, whatever comes, because each has been sent as a guide from beyond. And that we are stepping into this space that the outer screen, whatever it may look like, is actually going to be a doorway that we are going to walk together through to healing. So this all brings us to this idea of purpose. David Hoffmeister is one of my teachers of A Course in Miracles, and he has taught me something that I find myself using again and again. What is the purpose? What is the purpose? What is this for? And we can apply this really to anything, to our relationships, to the work that we're doing, to a Course in Miracles study group, to cooking dinner, to being with our children, with our partners, driving. Really, what is the purpose? What is this for? And ultimately, what we're doing when we're facing some sort of challenge, as Rumi's poem invites us, we can allow this challenge, this shame, this malice, this unexpected visitor that's blowing us away, this illness, this disagreement, confusion, perhaps it's some sort of lack, whatever it is, in whichever area of life, we are joining together in a willingness to give this the purpose of healing, the purpose to bring us back to a state of peace. because we know when our minds are at peace, then the world we see is changed. It will not stay the same. We will receive the insights we need, the help that we need. Whatever miracles are needed will come to us. We know this. I love this quote by Joseph Campbell. We must be willing to let go of the life we planned so as to accept the one that is waiting for us. And I think Campbell was referring to the fact that often we lead lives where we may be moving through the motions of life, yet we're not fully awakened to a deeper contentment and happiness, a deeper peace, which I believe is our birthright. When things seem to be falling apart in our life and we feel pain, whether it be physical or emotional pain, or if we just feel that we're stuck in a monotonous, mechanical way of living, this can often be a wake-up call to a new way to live that we have not yet embraced. So I invite you to see whatever it is, whatever challenge that you might be facing, what if it's an opportunity for some deep growth and transformation? What if this very same quote unquote problem could be a catalyst to set you on the path of the life that you are meant to live instead of the one that you are currently living? There's a Buddhist tale that I want to share here, and it's about 3 types of horses. So the first type is very easy to train and just needs like a nod or a look from the trainer to follow orders. The second type needs more work, perhaps a pull from the reins, or just a little more effort on the part of the trainer to get the horse to do whatever is required. Finally, we have the third horse. And the third horse is so obstinate and so headstrong, so strong-willed that he needs a beating to follow orders. We would all like to think that we're like the first horse, right? But the Buddhist tale tells us that in actuality, most of us are like the third. We need a healthy dose of pain and suffering to push us out of our comfort zone. Like we learn in physics, a body in motion moving along a particular path will adhere to the path unless there is some external force that exerts some pressure or force to change the route. Now, this is not to say that we're looking for martyrdom or that we're inviting pain and suffering, not that we have to go looking for it, but let's say that's where we are. Let's not deny it. Let's not do a spiritual bypass. Let's not try to push it under the covers. So if we're in the midst of something challenging, first of all, let's not be ashamed to say that and share that. And then let's allow that experience to be a teacher that can help us wake up and more fully realize and actualize the innate potential for healing, for love, for joy, for service that we know that we have. So really, the choice is ours. And we know that we can make a choice, not so much sometimes in the external world, but certainly in the internal world. We can make that choice. And that is what we are joining together in this mighty purpose of healing, of being willing, of making this commitment to show up and make a choice for healing, allowing everything and anything to be given this new purpose. So when things fall apart, there is so much pain that really the choices are often, they seem very limited. We can either go into despair, depression, no desire to live. Maybe life feels meaningless, pointless. We just want a way out. And sometimes we can see that. We can see people there can be an exit from this earthly plane. Or maybe we don't choose a physical death, but we keep living, but it's like we're not really alive. A part of us is dead or dying. And so we continue to live, but we're living with the companions of fear, guilt, unworthiness, shame, blame, anger, sadness. and these can grow and fester within us like an abscess. So imagine a garden that once was this beautiful place. And there was the love and the care of the gardener, and you could feel it as you walked through this freshly mowed grass and the colorful flowers and the vegetables and the herbs. Now, what if the gardener stopped watering the plants, forgot to do the weeding, didn't attend to the soil? Over time, things would still grow, but it would become this twisted space of disarray. And before, where there had been life and vibrant energy, now all there would be is decay, deterioration, and death. So this can happen in our lives when we don't find a way to heal from our emotional and our physical pain. We exist, but only as a shadow of who we truly are. We never fully realize our capacity for love, light, and well-being. So Judy and I are joining together with each of you in making a different choice. And so this is a radical new way to relate to whatever your experience is, moving from whatever pain you might be experiencing to purpose. So here are some questions, and I will include them in a document as well. But what if we could give a different purpose to our pain? What if we did not resist the pain and suffering we are coming up against? What if we allow our pain to burn away all our old patterns of thinking, feeling, relating, and even believing? What if we allow ourselves time to live in a space of darkness, uncertainty, and the unknown, like a caterpillar inside a chrysalis? What would that be like? So in my coaching practice, I extend this invitation to all my clients that whatever pain or challenge we're facing can be one of our most profound teachers and deepest facilitators for growth, self-actualization, and healing. We are so happy and grateful that we are here together. We're so lucky to have each other. And we know that we can make this choice on our own, but there is great power in that joining. And really, it is to this joining that we are giving everything to. We're trusting in this joining to lead us. Because in that joining, we have the I am presence. And really, we know once the I am presence is there, there's really nothing else more for us to do. Just to allow that to work through us, in us, as us, through each other. And I know Judy and I are just joining in this deep, deep, heartfelt prayer that may these next few weeks be an experience of deep healing, deep transformation, deep joining, so that we may truly, truly live the peace that we know we already are. Thank you so much. Namaste.